Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, December 31st, 2021, the last day of 2021, New Year's Eve. I'm sure we've all experienced a packed 2021 that no one thought would happen. And now we're looking at a whole new era, a whole new existence opening up the gates in 2022. I want to remind everybody we will not have a reverse aging call tonight. To know your real self is to understand why you are divine. The reason we are divine is because we are an inseparable part of the universe. We are made of pure energy, intelligence, and unbounded consciousness. There is nothing that separates us from God. Nothing except for the ideas that we are separate. The moment we drop this idea, we will experience one of the most powerful transformations any human being can have. We will experience the realization that this all-intelligent divine playground is all our creation. We will see that everything is happening for us, not to us. When we accept the fact that we are not separate from anything or anyone, life becomes absolutely magical. We stop playing any victim games, and we start participating in this life with more love, trust, and awareness. Our real selves are the main players in this divine playground. Just notice how you feel when you understand this message deeply. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. Anthony Robbins. What kind of glasses are you wearing as you go through this life? Are you wearing poverty consciousness glasses that only reflect back to you thoughts of lack, deprivation, and financial challenge? Or are you wearing your abundance vision spectacles and experiencing an attitude of gratitude that truly recognizes the divine wealth throughout your day? We invite you to take this moment of your life right now and get really curious about how you are usually seeing the world around you. If you are wearing scarcity glasses, you are unknowingly focusing on what isn't working and worrying about what is missing or lacking in your life. As you see only what's missing, your body, mind, and emotions are permeated with the neurochemicals that create the experience of more doubt, fear, worry, and scarcity. This creates a lower vibration in our bodies where we can only manifest experiences that reflect back that frequency of difficulty, poverty, and lack. The good news is that we can choose to take off our poverty glasses and exchange them for new abundance vision glasses. These super clear abundance glasses have powerful conscious lenses that allow us to perceive what is working, what we are thankful for, where we are successful in this life, and to truly feel the awesome divine energy that surrounds us and permeates our very beings. We no longer have to settle for a hard-working, tough, unloving life where we are just getting by. It is truly miraculous what manifests when we start seeing our world as a place that is full of joy and abundance. Make this positive transformation right now by choosing to say no to poverty thinking. And poverty thinking includes a lot of things, not just money. And focus on where the abundance is in your life right now. It may surprise you to find that it is already here, flowing in several areas of your life. Remember that abundance comes in many forms. You can experience an abundance of love, support, creativity, laughter, friends, imagination, space, peacefulness, playfulness, energy, health, positive thinking, money. And the list goes on and on and on for infinity. As far as your financial situation, it doesn't really matter what has happened to you 10 years ago or what you were still struggling with yesterday. It doesn't matter if you have loads of money, are dirt poor, or are happy with just getting by. You can still step into abundance consciousness now and begin to feel that your life is rich and full of amazing opportunities. This feeling will attract all the money and goodies that any of us would desire. It is okay to receive rich things. This civilization was taught that, poverty and being poor was humble and good. It is okay to receive rich things. Each of us deserve the best of everything. Even if you've never worked a hard day in your life, you do deserve to take an abundant vacation. What matters most is that we do not postpone another moment of our lives and put on our abundance vision glasses today and don't take them off. The surprising truth is that we are all naturally, the spiritual source of abundance itself. There are no limits on who you are or who you can be. Your very essence, all of our very essences are abundant in all ways. We are an infinite, timeless being, inherently embody an abundance of love, peace, strength, compassion. Since we are abundance itself, all it takes to experience more abundance is to recognize and give thanks for all of the abundance that is already you. The more you become aware of your truly abundant inner nature, the more outer abundance will show up in your life. Once you realize and see how abundant you already are, you will be amazed at how quickly you will start to manifest even more abundance in the form of financial freedom, amazing relationships, incredible health, or tons of enthusiastic energy. And she, your evil mind, there is the trickster, will keep sitting there trying to tell you, oh, this is silly, this abundance stuff. It never works. Don't bother with it. And a lot of people succumb to that. Set aside 20 minutes every day, this coming week, to practice this abundance vision exercise. Get out a piece of paper and write down all the different types of abundance that are in your life right now. Then focus for the remaining time on how each one feels in your body when you think about it. Notice how good it feels to have each of these forms of abundance in your world. Allow yourself to feel expansive, rich, free your body with each form of abundance you find. The last 2 minutes of this exercise are spent in deep gratitude, thanking the universe for providing all of this abundance. Now imagine all of us on this planet. Of course, many not consciously aware, but those of us who are to a certain extent realize that we're the ones that determine our abundance. Nothing outside of us does. It has always been inside of us. We determine all of it. So if you're conditioned into the thinking process that it's good to have lack of, it's good to be poor and not have. And of course, this has been etched into the religious transcripts that have been pushed onto the civilization for thousands of years. When it's the opposite. The biggest thing about humanity is that it's been taught that it is not worthy. It isn't worthy. This has been ingrained in the civilization for thousands of years. That people say they aren't worthy. They don't feel that they should have good things, that they should experience great abundance, that they should be happy. Okay? And so this negates their very essence of being abundant, being healthy, happy, free. Just enjoy. Have you ever been just enjoy? Nothing particularly that spurred it, but just to be enjoy. Just to be absolutely super grateful that you're in that body that you're in, period. That you're experiencing the things. And the reason so many of us who get to the point where they've abused the body and they're getting worried and stressed that they're going to have to leave it, which is scary for them. See that connection right there. So abundance, living every single moment in the now in deep gratitude, will generate all the abundance that you could possibly imagine. We've also been taught that you have to go after things. Sure, action shows the universe that your intent is real. But to keep climbing the ladder, beating yourself up, and scraping and peeling, and letting the ego guide you through the nose, pulling you along. You've got to have more, you got to have more, you got to have more. And when you pick up those glasses and you put them on, you have no intention of ever taking them off. And being in deep gratitude is the primer for abundance. The universe just keeps sending you. But when you feel guilty, oh, I shouldn't have all this, there's people out there suffering. You see how that works? It isn't about them, it's about you. When you're happy and you're abundant and you're experiencing abundant life, how much more powerful are you to help others? But if you're disheveled, struggling, barely pressing by, you see the difference? And it has always been up to us. Now, a lot of us just continue to stay outside of ourselves and continue to pursue the material physical world of which we all had a hand in creating for entertainment for ourselves. Imagine, and this is a beginning. You'll begin to understand the connection here to the new earth. Because, see, everybody is going to be abundant, but it will be a lot better of a transition if you're already in abundance thinking, if you're already in gratitude 24/7. Huge difference. Be much more of a depressing transition if you're in lack of attitude, fear-based, undeserving attitude, because everybody is going to transition into a massively abundant existence and a whole different world. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be disturbed, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies that we're in. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm relaxed. Are you? Yeah, I'm fine. But they're not, say. Most of us, at certain degrees, it doesn't mean that we're consciously aware, at certain degrees have a form of stress. Because the bodies that we're in, look at what we inherit. We inherit the ego mind, right, subconscious mind, and then a body that's a magnet that absorbs all thoughts, all things, as it grows, and stores those in its subconscious mind. So you see, it's interesting because there are some people out there that believe that, and it gets very confusing, that they believe that the body has the God spark in it, or the tissue, the DNA. And that's been put there on purpose to confuse us again, to be more attached to the body. Because it is it's well known in parts of the universe that you're the God in the body. You leave the body ceases. So in order to relax the body and have it stay in a relaxed state, which you can do walking down the street, it doesn't mean you're falling asleep and falling over. It just means you're relaxed. You're not tensed up or stressed. You're not in a hurry. Whenever you feel yourself getting in a hurry, stop it. Slow down. Slow down. If you're running late or you got to get someplace and you start hurrying, slow it down. Stop worrying about getting there on time. Slow it down. We all are in a hurry. For what? What are we in a hurry for? That's why these bodies get so stressed, because we're all, and we don't think about it. We don't feel about it. We just keep, just like motorboats. But once you become consciously aware that you're doing it, then you can very tenderly and kindly say, I'm going to slow this down. I'm not rushing a thing. You'd be amazed at how much different you feel. Really, truly. So we know we're not the body. We're not the character, the personality. We are not our belongings, our status in life. We are the God. So and to get that down, to really embrace it, to understand it, is crucial for our ascension. It's crucial. And there's no race, and there's no hurry, because eventually, everyone will get there. And then when we get there, then we take the next step, and then the next, then the next. So the way to relax the body, the breath, our breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. A lot of us take breathing so much for granted that during the course of our day, we barely breathe. We shallow breathe because we take our breathing for granted. So the breath is divine magnificence. It is omnipotently powerful. Some of you have experienced the fact that when you focus on your breath and easy breathing, you do relax and you get more focused and clear. And it does relax the body. We enter these bodies, we power them up, and so the body starts to breathe with the lungs, which it sustains itself with, so that we can experience physical life. That's not really talked about much, but we are the power source to these bodies. They don't operate on their own. They have to have a power source. And when you plug into it, the brain lights up, everything starts lighting up. Now, if you look at where you're standing, and you're standing in the center path, and the center path is the now. And the one on the left is the past, one on the right is the future. And you see that each one of these paths is almost identical. You see these trees that have formed a canopy, and they're all shimmering gold. The leaves, the branches, the trunk, the bark. And then in the center of the path is this brilliant color, beautiful emerald green, flaming grass. And it can't be any more perfect, right? And it looks very pristine, as if it has never been used. And it hasn't been used much at all. Now, the one on the left, the past, it looks very well used. The one on the right, the future, looks very well used. You see, in this life, most of us skip over the now. We're such in a hurry to advance tomorrow or to redo the past. And we always seem to leave the now alone. This is why there's so much frustration, anxiety, confusion on this planet. So it's a practice, and it doesn't mean we can stay in the now all the time. Eventually we'll master it, but it's just committing to do it. But, we all have memories and we experience things, and then we store them in our libraries. We have private libraries called the subconscious mind. And only we enter them. And when we reminisce and say, oh, remember that New Year's, oh, wasn't that fun? Remember that Christmas, wasn't that fun? But then we leave. We'll put the book down and we'll turn the light off, shut the door. But some of us will go back there and we stay there. I do not believe it's consciously aware. People stay there, visit it more often than not, and so they end up taking that past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past and reliving that past and that future, which means this is why so many people will say, no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Why is that? Well, because you're living in the past. Others, we go into the future. Future's created in the now. Everything happens in the now. Isn't that amazing? But we'll go into a future that doesn't exist because it hasn't been created yet. And we wonder. This is why it gets so frustrating for some people. And wonder why this isn't happening and that isn't happening. And yet we're feeding it to not happen. When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? Or when am I going to get a better job? When am I going to have a better boss? When am I going to get a better home? All these things. When am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life? And that's suffering. We suffer when we do that. So to stay in the now is the breath. Focus on the breath. You stay in the now. You stay in deep, eternal gratitude 24/7. You stay there. You practice standing. You might have to practice staying there all day long. And you're always gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself. That's really important, that you're gentle, kind, generous and humble with yourself. And we have tens of millions of thoughts. They're like programs. You might as well call them that. They aren't ours. And they're floating by, flying by like clouds in the sky all the time. We could be focused on the now. We all do this. Then we find ourselves floating off on a thought that's not ours. And then we create that thought into reality and experience it. This is why we get so many thoughts coming in, over 60,000 thoughts a day. And when they're coming in, they're not yours. You create the thought that you send out. Now, thoughts that come in are not yours, but they're real tricky through the ego mind. They have your name on them. They extend from what you were thinking about or feeling about, right? So why wouldn't they be yours? Some of them are so ridiculous, and you catch yourself saying, these cannot be my thoughts. And you're right, they're not. And when you say that to yourself, these are not my thoughts, they vanish as quickly as they came. Your thoughts are the thoughts that you send out. Now, it doesn't mean that you're totally aware of all the thoughts you send out either. You could send out thoughts that other people will intercept, and then they'll think they're their thoughts. It can get real interesting. This is why to stay in gentleness, kindness, and generosity and humbleness and deep gratitude 24/7. And knowing that you float off with some thought, you could just say, no biggie. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. And you will 3,000% every single time. Now, we look at these bodies. Some of us look at them very differently. Some of us don't look at them at all. Okay? We aren't grateful for them. We ignore them. We pass the mirror. We don't want to see ourselves in the mirror. Isn't that true? How physically attached we become? Instead of being grateful no matter how the body looks, that you actually have a body to be in. Boy, that'd be a different swing and a twist on this planet, wouldn't it? Rather than judging the superficial. And we're all visual in these bodies. So identify with what we see. And we ignored the God within it. So picture yourself, through your heart, mind, soul, picture, you look inside the body. And you see these 7 lights. They're all different colors. Very vibrant, beautiful lights. Nothing like you see on this planet, much, much more. And these are called chakras. And chakras, the definition of a chakra is a wheel. These are wheels of light. They're spiritual etheric energy. You, the God that you are in that body, is spiritual etheric energy. So you flow through these wheels of light. And you're so connected to that body. And isn't it amazing that we seek external authority most of the time, thinking that we don't know our bodies? When the gods that we are know everything about these bodies right down to the quantum quark. We know the blood flow. We know things that get, disturbed, breakdowns, wear-outs, whatever it may be. And eventually, the more we have the inner journey, the more we understand that we are the God within the body, then the more we will understand that we can heal these bodies at a blink of the eye. And heal them at a blink of the eye. And yes, we're that powerful. Now, we know we're consciously aware. Consciously aware means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We know this. It isn't a secret. So we know that the God that we are, whatever you want to name it, God, higher self, spirit, facets of the God, soul, God source, kingdom of God, heaven, we know that we enter these bodies, we are heaven. Heaven isn't a place. Heaven is us, the gods that we are. The body is earth. We are heaven on earth. And every step we take, being consciously aware, we create paradise on this planet, literally, not figuratively. Not only that, we shine our light. And we have a brilliant light inside these bodies. Doesn't dim, doesn't dissipate, doesn't weaken, ever. It is eternal. It is infinity. It is immortal. And maybe, there is a possibility that yet in this lifetime, some of us, when we decide to leave the body, we will know that we are the light. Why in the heck would any of us gods follow a light when we are the light? That is a huge discovery. And we may just get there with it. Now imagine you took a starship off planet. You went out far enough out into space, and you looked at the globe so you could see it in its entirety. You would see that it glowed. I mean, for goodness sakes, whether awake or not, we have about 8 billion gods on this planet, all inhabiting physical forms. You really want to go further than that, we got a lot of gods on this planet in all kinds of physical forms. And you would notice that the brightness and the surrounding space, the universe, the lights there are, the best way to describe them is like a candle lit in a dark room. Dim compared to it. That they're dim compared to the glow of this God planet paradise. Now we also know that there are parts of us, the gods that we are, that are asleep. Which means that those parts of us don't communicate, don't interact with us, anything. They're just darn gone asleep. They will awake in their own time. We also have parts of us, obviously, that are awake to a certain extent. These are the parts that we communicate with, interact with. These are the parts that come and participate in this meditation every day for the liberation of this planet. Now, it doesn't mean that the ones that are asleep aren't with us because they're part of us, so they're with us. Now, this includes Gugaplexes. Gugaplex fills this entire universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of Gugaplexes coming from trillions of different universes from different directions, all here, focused on the liberation of this planet, in this now. This is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yalla, Yeshua. This is the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. This is all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. These are the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, all light energy beings on this planet. We don't see, with the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. The light spectrums, the infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet, the blue. There's so many different light spectrums, and these are light energy beings that come through that we never see. They come in shapes, color, sizes, and forms, configurations. But there is a group that we're intimately interactive with. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Now ask yourself a question. It might seem silly to you, but could we stay, the gods that we are, could we stay in these bodies without air? I think not. I feel not. What about water? No. Fire? No. Wood? No. You see how important the elementals are for us? The magics. Because they are magic. And they're living forces. Now the galactics, the celestials, off-worlders, over 1,000 species travel through our solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. Now we are familiar, again, with a group, Sirians, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution. Enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage, our own self-imposed slavery. And the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet with them. We do interact with them more than we know. And we have for thousands of lifetimes. You could be walking down the street. Some stranger coming by the opposite direction makes a wonderful comment out of the clear blue. To you. Could be anything. And sometimes they'll dawn and say, that was an angel. Because they're everywhere. We just don't know it. We meet with them, we interact with them. You could have a conversation with a complete stranger for a few minutes. And it's almost like you've known this person forever. And then sometimes it dawns on us that after the interaction, after the meeting, the conversation, that was an angel. Sometimes we need help. We kind of, in our heart minds, it wouldn't be nice if someone showed up to help me here. And then someone shows up and helps you. And it seems like out of the clear blue. And it always seems like we look away and we turn back and they're gone after they helped us. That's an angel. And they have one message, but they deliver it in a plethora of ways. And the message really is, isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? Which is bliss. Because we take these bodies so much for granted, we don't realize that we can eat in these bodies. We can sleep. We can take in air, oxygen, smile, laugh, cry, frown. I mean, when you really, really think about how wonderful it is to experience all of the things while we're in these physical bodies, because when you leave them, you don't. It fades quickly. You don't laugh, you don't smile. You don't have to go to the bathroom, you don't drink water. You don't eat. Isn't that something? You don't sleep. So this is one of the main reasons we stay in deep gratitude 24/7, that we're always gentle, kind, and generous and humble with ourselves. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. The reason they can is because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to, ask them. They'll be there quick. Blink of the eye. And for you, that'll be bliss. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have ascended into physical form, mastered physical form, and ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical. We are in the process of mastering physical. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And so to speak, it doesn't matter if a part of the God that you are is 1 billion light years away. There's no separation. It is imperative that we finally learn as a civilization what that means. And we're all gathered, arm in arm, so to speak, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love, and our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand and grow. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Aryan, this now. Where does this light come from? It emanates from the God force, love, light, energy in each and every single one of us. The gods that we are. The pure, deep, eternal love that we are. The gratitude, the peace that we are. And it is flooding this planet. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, every crack, every crevice, nothing can escape this deep, eternal love. This light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. We're swimming in it. And the best way to describe it, as so spectacular, is that it's like a grand finale fireworks display that we've never seen. It is a grand laser light show that we've never seen. And a ballroom globe, like in the ballrooms, it slowly turns and reflects all the different colored light. But this one is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. Combine them all. See how spectacular, magna-glorious that is as a light show through your heart, mind's motion picture. Now, we're curious, so we go to the reflective points of this magical light display. And we notice these little microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We enter them. We discover that all of us, all of the gods that we are, teaching and learning and teaching, students, teachers, students, or both. And everything we learn from, everything. And as we learn, we teach others as they teach us. So everything that you've seen or experienced in this life so far, it's like the tree. The tree isn't the life, the God within it is. The dog isn't the life, the God within it is. Your body is not the life, the God within it is. And when we watch these things, when we take the time to just watch, not judge, then you'll start to understand that there's no way this life could ever be boring. No way. We're immediately met with emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We were then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind each and every one of us that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor. This white fire armor is nothing like armor here on this planet, way beyond that. It emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every one of us, the gods that we are. It is pure, deep, eternal love. Cannot be penetrated, seduced. It cannot be depleted. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies can come near it. No demon possession or attachments. Ever, ever, ever. Our frequency of love is so high that none of the lower dark matter frequencies could sustain their vibration. They would vaporize, vanish. So they stay away from us. We've been protected through infinity. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, your hatred, greed, anger, fear, envy, revenge, hurriedness, you will end up creating a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flowing in. Now, if you do decide to do this in those opportunities, then possession, attachment, and all kinds of wonderful things can happen. And I'm being facetious when I say wonderful. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column of light is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column of light to remind ourselves that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are, no more. Second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind each and every one of us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute, cleanse, and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we all created to remind ourselves, as the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the sunset and the sunrises. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees and the forest, the mountains, the sky, the clouds, the animals. We are everything. Everything is us. So the next time that you do view a sunset or a sunrise, an ocean front or a mountain view, a starry lit night sky, a rainbow, we all have been taught that, we look and we say, isn't that beautiful? But see how it vibrates when you look at it and you say to yourself, that is the God that I am. Big difference. Big difference. Remember, there is no separation. It is but an illusion. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form, hover effortlessly above them if we're carrying physical form. And the reason we do this is because it's really fun and because we can. We immediately come upon this massive crystalline light tower. We all created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center column, we see this oblong sphere. Center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. Golden white ball of light is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that almost seem to never end. They have created this massive mystical, sparkling, vibrating, super white cloud. And it's opaque. You can see through it, and you can see sparkings, and almost like electrical frequencies, and it's absorbed through our heart minds. It's like a warm embrace that never ends. Now, the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, spectacular prosperity, spectacular abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we all truly are. Now, at the top of this tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7. What is golden ocean? This is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're flooding this planet, and all of us are swimming in it. Non-stop, through infinity and beyond. We are all drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere almost 4 years ago. It holds all of our meditations, over 1,700 of them, in perpetual motion. And feel that through your heart minds, and you see it through your heart minds motion picture. These meditations don't disintegrate, fade, lose their power and strength. They continue to intensify, and they continue to expand and grow. And you can tap into them anytime you want, anytime you desire. You can bathe in them. When you are grateful, fear disappears, and abundance appears. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Immerse yourself in deep gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. And abundance and prosperity thinking. Throughout the rest of this day, into the evening and the night, and tomorrow morning. And bring in the first year of 2022, a universal number of 6 out of 369. Its power is off the charts. 2022 will be an absolutely spectacular, magnificent, magna-glorious year. And your choice to step in it or continue with scarcity thinking. We will be back here New Year's Day, 3 p.m., actually January 1st, 2022, Saturday, to continue our global guided meditation call.